Hello, my name is Mendez-Lazaro. I'll be showing off the code of Project4 tutorials after going through the tutorial video on YouTube, and then I'll show off the project in Unity. I'll be describing the classes from what I understood for them to the best I can. Then I'll go to the editor. So from what I understood, what the player class does is that this class is the central gameplay controller. Like it controls the player and certain other actions. Like for example, it handles, like I said, movement, controlling the player. It's also able to detect counters using rate casting. And depending on what the player inputs, certain interactions will be triggered. So for this player animation class, what I believe it does, from what I understood, it connects the player's movement state to the Unity animator by updating animation parameters. We have some parameters in the Unity editor, and we have a boolean, and for that, if we're using that boolean, if the character is walking, it's going to play the walking animation, and if it's idle, we're going to play the idle animation. Okay, for game input, I believe that what I understood what all of this did, and following along with the tutorial, I believe this is using Unity's input system and then converting the raw input into game signals, such as like vectors and interaction events. Okay, for this selected counter visual class, this class it controls the lighting for a specific counter in the editor. It's going to show if it's hiding or showing, depending on what the counter is, depending whether that counter is currently selected by the player. For example, if it's selected by a player, it's going to be highlighted, like it's going to turn a little bit more whitish, and if it's not, it's going to turn back to its regular color. The clear counter class, it represents it's like an interactable surface that can hold a kitchen object, such as like a block of cheese or a tomato, and it allows for spawning game objects, block of cheese or tomato, and then handling their placement on the counter. For example, you're going to be able to switch them from one counter to another. Okay, moving on to kitchen object, scriptable object, SO. This class, it's a scriptable object that is able to store data for kitchen objects, such as their prefabs, their sprites, and their names. That's about it for this class. Okay, and the final class for now, it is called kitchen object. What I understood, it represents like an instance of an object in the game world, and it tracks which counter it belongs, and it handles moving itself between counters. Okay, let's see what I did in the editor. So let me go ahead and play this. Okay, so here's the idle animation, as you can see. Now here's the walking. This game object does not have a rigid body, so I can just do this. It also doesn't use gravity because no rigid body. I can just walk out of here. Okay, so let me go to the counters real quick. Where are they? Okay. So alright, so we have this one right here. Let me touch it. Not like that. Okay, look. Yeah, see? So I'm selecting it and it's turning a little bit wider. Okay, now let me press E to put the item down to spawn it. I believe this one's a tomato. Yes, sir. Let me go to the console. Okay, so I touched this one right here. Selected this one. And let me go to this other one. Okay. And as you can see, it was at 1 before. When I selected it again, I went to 2. Yep. So for this one, during the video, we weren't able to, we were only able to do with the tomato to transfer it right there. And as you can see, since I spawned the cheese, when I pressed T, this message appeared. I can still spawn the tomato right here though. Yep, and if I press T again, look at the error message, or the error warning message. It goes from 1 to a 2. Alright, so that's basically what we've been doing in the project with the video. Thanks for watching.